Okay. Did that work? I'm gonna go, okay. I see what's happening. Okay. There we go. Did that work? Didn't realize that my mic wasn't on. Fantastic. So. Oh, that whole time I'm explaining everything step by step. Woo, buddy. Okay. So. Now that we're, I'm frustrated. I'm real frustrated. Okay, so. Here we go. So here's all my Mustang files, right? I took an image, clip by clip, of each singular frame. The way I did that is I went into Premiere. I had the original file here, okay? So this would be one frame, okay? Then I went do, that's another frame. Every time I did that, I clicked this button. It would save it as a ping image. I would name them in order. 1, 2, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0, 5, all the way across. Okay, there were 43 of them. There are 43 independent frames in just Mustang doing that, essentially. 43 independent frames. So, the reason I do that is to have them all in beautiful order. You can see each frame, right? So, let me show you how to get your frames properly set up the way that I have it. Okay, the first thing you want to do is you open your first frame. I'm not going to open our actual first frame. I'm going to open the first frame that we're going to be working on. And that's 21, okay? Because we've already done the first 20. So, boom, you open 21. You guys can probably hear a train in the background. I live in the ghetto, yet there are trains. All right, fuck you, California. So, here's frame 21. Now, the first thing you want to do after you open it is you go to Layer, New Layer, right? You create a new layer. Why do you do that? Because this is your background layer. So if you start cutting around on it, I'll show you what happens, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut out this section. Okay, well, fuck you too. Normally what it would do is it would fill it in with my alt color, which is yellow. But it decided it wanted to fucking just show me up the one time that I'd ever show people that. Anyways, the point is, you make a background layer, you drag it at the bottom, because that background layer is going to be blank. Okay, so this is how you properly set up your frames for splicing, for cutting, for shitting, for fucking. All right. Now, instead of opening each frame, because that's just going to open it in a bunch of tabs and give you clutter, and you're going to have to copy and paste everything. Fuck that. You go here. You go to your Sting file, or whatever file you have, right? Okay. You go to the next frame, which is 22. You go down, scroll down to the last frame. Hold Shift, okay, and click it. Now, you have them all selected. What do? You drop them directly onto Photoshop, okay? You hit Enter, because now it's asking, hey, do you want to paste this frame? Yes. Enter. What? Oh my god, what just happened? It worked the first time. Oh, okay, no, okay. I guess it just didn't work out the way I wanted to. Okay, so, there we go. Drop it. Enter, 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 enter. You go all the way. You keep hitting Enter, because it's asking, hey, do you want to paste this here? Yes, I do. It's going to automatically center it for you. There you go. Okay, now, you have all your frames set up, okay, in chronological order. As you turn them off, you can see that they're in chronological order. So you're turning off frames from the top down until you're at the bottom frame, because you want to work from the bottom to the top. I mean, you could work the other way around, but I prefer to do it in chronological order. Okay, so all the way to our first frame here. Now, these little boxes in the corners of your frames, right? That means that they are unrasterized, which means you cannot edit them directly. See those boxes? See them? For anybody watching, hi. I can talk now. Those little boxes right there are, that means that they're unrasterized, which means you cannot edit them directly. I like to keep those around just so I know what layers I still need to go through. But when you're ready to edit it, you right click and you go to rasterize layer. That will make it editable. Okay? That's all you gotta do. So, now we're over here. We got all of our frames set up. That's our prep work. All of our frames are set up. Everything's looking sexy and awesome. And because we're sexy and awesome, I'm going to go back to our original file here, because I'd rather just work on one file. But they're set up exactly the same. So, okay. Boom. There's our layer. Okay? What you want to do is you go here. You right-click it. Normally it's going to be your lasso tool, okay? But the thing about the lasso tool is it sucks balls, like really big, bad, terrible balls, and it no worky good. So you go to the polygonal lasso tool, okay, right? Boom. Polygons. Whew, I don't even want to do this frame because of how tedious it looks, but all the last frames were fine. This one's just real stupid. Okay, so, as you can see, I'm going to be cutting out this section first, and then this section. Okay, so I'm going to begin my lasso tool over here because that's where I'm going to end it. I want it to begin it where it ends. That way it's easier and it doesn't cut across the whole image. So you go up and the polygonal, whatever, lasso tool, it works like this. You click and then you move. You click and then you move. You click and then you move. Okay? And then once you double click, okay, no matter where it is, down here, see, it closes the loop. Okay, because I did it off screen, it says no pixels were selected. That's fine. If you fuck up, Control Z. It's your best fucking friend in the world. Love it forever. Cherish it. Okay, so I start outside of the box, so I don't interrupt any of the pixels and I don't fuck up. So, boom, boom. Okay, so you go right around to where you, because I just want Mustang, right? I want to take out this background. So instead of cropping all the way around Mustang himself and then cutting him out, we're just cutting out the background. Fuck noise. So, what you do now is Control plus, plus, plus. You do it 3 times. Sometimes you do it more, but fuck those times. So, here we are. What do? Why do you do this? You see there's a thin black outline around Mustang. In anime, thin black outlines are the norm. Unless it's Attack on Titan, in which case they use very thick black outlines. And some frames of like One Piece, and definitely My Hero Academia also use thicker outlines. Interestingly enough, in Brotherhood, Ed actually has like a dark brown outline. But fucking whatever, that's nerd shit that I'm trying to get into. That's fucking inside baseball shit. So here we are. Okay, what you want to do is you want to go to the center of the line. That's going to give you the least amount of discoloration and the least amount of artifacting. Yeah, whatever. Okay, you click each time you want to make an anchor point. And you want to make anchor points about as often as you need to turn, about as often as you need to do anything. See, because it's a sloping line. You see how his arm slopes? So the more anchor points you make, the more natural that's going to look. But don't make too many. Don't go like every 2 pixels and make a fucking anchor point, because nobody likes that guy. Okay? And also, it's going to take all your fucking time. So, you go through, and you just click once. You don't double click. If you accidentally double click, it will close the loop. And, you know, what did Bruce Willis teach us about closing loops? So, you just keep going. And, I don't mean to Bob Ross you, but, you know, just keep going. All the way. Now, you see these little parts in the center here? Fuck those parts. We're gonna have to get them later. They think they're safe. They ain't safe. Okay. So, with the hair, you actually go inside a little bit more, because the hair blends directly into the background, as opposed to that line which provides separation. So, you go in just a little bit more. Okay, this is something, this is a technique that I'm definitely sure other people use for this. Like, you'd be stupid not to. But, nobody taught me this shit. This is just how I've always done it, because I got pissed off and decided to find my own way, because tutorials were, far more tedious or convoluted than they needed to be. Even though this is a very tedious task. It's just a very simplified version of, like, roto brushes. The problem is, with roto brushes, sometimes they fuck up because it's based off of a program algorithm, so, like, it's stupid and fucking hates you, and it's like, no, I'm gonna ruin your day. So, fuck you, roto brush. I'm going to do things my way, the hard way, the only way I know. So, and you see, I'm kind of going in a little bit too much on the hair here, and you might think, oh, that's too much, but you can see the discoloration here where it starts to turn blue around the edges. We don't want that. So you go in just to where it's about black. That's something that I noticed. Now, when we get to the hair, we're already on the hair. When we get to the finer details in the hair, right? I'll show you what I do there to help prevent discoloration, because with hair, it's all about discoloration. Discoloration gets stupid in anime. But there are other ways to fix it too. Like, you'll notice some of my frames have very apparent discoloration towards the edges. And there's a way to take the eye away from that particular problem. Okay. So we're actually not going to stop here. I thought we were, but I want to get it done. So we're going to go boom. We're going to go outside the box. We're going to come right back in. Okay, that was a kind of a shitty click, but it's okay because not every click's going to be perfect. And you don't have to start all the way back over on each frame every time you don't like click. You go a little bit further in there. Okay, this is the part where I'm talking about. You go a little bit further in on this part of the hair because you want to make these sharp lines. These very, very sharp lines, because anime, particularly animes like Fullmetal Alchemist, kind of known for their sharpness, right? In an American show, Gravity Falls, you know, most Disney things, Rick and Morty, things like that, it's not as sharp. It's very rounded. It's very soft, and that comes from the Disney way of thinking. The Disney way of animating, it's very, very soft, very rounded. Anime is more sharp and rigid, which is why I think it appeals more to teenagers. Besides the fact that it has, you know, better storytelling, better voice acting, blah, blah, blah. The sharpness is kind of like that edgelord shit, you know? Kind of, yeah. Anyways. Here we go. At least on an animation level. There are tons of reasons why anime appeals to everybody. So, okay, now, here's the other part. You end before the hair does. On parts like this, where it's off in the background, because the hair, as you can see, is way lighter right here. It gets way lighter down here. So that's going to provide you with way too much discoloration. So you end a little bit before the hair does. And then you also go a little bit deep into the hair on the cuts, up. See? It's not going to look perfect. But especially when it's animated frame by frame, the way I'm planning on it, or the way I've been doing it, it'll be hidden so well, like, that nobody's gonna be able to tell that you undercut the fucking hair by a quarter of an inch or whatever. Unless, you know, you're cutting out somebody like fucking Yugi with, like, a very specific hair that has very thick black outlines around it or whatever. And even then, if it has thick black outlines around it, you don't really need to do that. But if it's completely black hair, then you can feel free to cut the way I am. Now, I'm going to go ahead and try to keep that little spike of hair. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you misclick the way I just did. Okay. Sorry, I'm very, very anal about the clicking and where my frame goes and where my lasso goes and all that bullshit. So, I might actually go in and redo that part. But whatever. I might not. Fuck everything. Okay. So then we go outside of frame. We go outside of frame because we never want to leave too much shit. See how if I click there, it's going to close the loop. And it's going to suck. So make sure you don't do that. Go around it. Okay. And boom, boom. See that? All that shit is now selected. Now you hit the either backspace or delete key. Either one. Okay. See, it says, could not complete your request because the smart object is not directly editable. Well, what does that mean? That means, you see this box? We didn't rasterize it. Right click. You go, no. Okay. If it shows this shit, it can go fuck itself. You want to stop, click anywhere else, except for on the thing, because that'll fuck up your whole lasso. Right click, rasterize layer. Okay? And if you do accidentally click over here and fuck it up, just Control Z, and it will come right back. Okay, now that this layer is rasterizable, or rasterized and editable, you see it doesn't have that square right there, right? Now we can hit backspace. Boom. Okay. From here, Control plus, that is how you zoom. Okay. With very fine details, I like to go 1 or 2 more. But generally speaking, you only need to do it 3 times. Okay, so. Now, some people may go, oh, wow, you're super anal, you're taking out the fucking little piece. Yeah, I am, because I know what looks good and I know what looks like shit. And I'll tell you right now, I would see that in somebody else's editing. I would 100% see that, and it would bug the shit out of me. So, no. I have seen it in other people's editing, mostly a couple of abridged people that like rotoscope their stuff. Doesn't, or roto brush their stuff. Doesn't always look super good. Okay. Fucking nose itches like I've been on all the cocaine. Alright. Who gave me all the cocaine? And we go over here. Okay, now I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to remove. Oh, okay. Now I see it. So Control minus is how you zoom out. Control plus is how you zoom in. Okay. So you can see these are the knuckle lines. So that right there and that right there, those are knuckle lines. So you're just going to want to cut out the parts above the knuckle lines. Go in a little bit too far, right? That's good. Now delete or backspace. Boom, 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 boom. In a little bit too far to make that sharp look. Okay. Double click, delete or backspace. Okay. Give it a good old-fashioned look over. And I think it looks good. Maybe not perfect. You know what? I think that looks fine. Especially when it's in motion. Now, I'm going to Control Alt S. That's how you go to save as. Okay? Very important. Now, what layer are we working on? How do I want to save this? We were working on layer 21, which means this is frame 21. So I'm going to put 2.1, tab, go down to PNG, ping file. That means it's transparent, we can see through it, and it's what I want. So hit enter, hit enter, hit enter, hit enter. Now, this is just for the photoshopping of it. That is how you cut out a frame, okay? Everything I just did is one frame. There are 43 frames in just the Mustang part. I'm going to have to also do Armstrong, a segment for him. I don't know what, pardon me. I don't know what scene I'm going to use for Armstrong. I haven't gotten that far in my head. I also need to do 2 for Ed and Al, a piece, 1 for Winry, 1 for Lust, 1 for Envy, 1 for Gluttony. So, all this work is just for Mustang segment. This is why it's problematic. I could go through all 43 of these frames, but that won't be nearly enough to get what I'm trying to get done. So, now, what are we going to do? Well, hey, look, Edward Elk. For the guys who are actually trying to edit their shit, their videos, right? Their whatchamacallit. The guys who are doing this for video editing. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. The one we just saved was 21, right? And this is our sting file. That's why I call it, right? Our sting folder. Drag it, drop it. Okay. Now, there are 2 ways to go about this. You can either resize it, or you can cut it by hitting C. I prefer to resize it because I don't have to use 2 hands to do that. Okay, I'm going to make this. Now, you see how it's not wide? How it's weirdly distorted, and how his hair has that stuff around it, and it doesn't look right, right? Well, the reason for that is because, like I said, I saved all my ping images in Premiere by hitting this, and then renaming them and choosing the folder. Okay? So, what we're going to do is we're going to make it look right. And it doesn't seem like it's even possible. Well, I did it with this frame. I did it with every frame before. All you have to do is find out the exact width that you need. Hit copy and paste. Perfect. Perfect. There we go. That was a little bit too far in the timeline. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go 1, 2, 3. That's where it changes. That's where the next frame is. You can tell because, see, it jumps out at you. Pretty obvious. So, now, you're probably wondering if the background is still in here, why the fuck are you cutting everything out? The background, just a template. It's just to let me know where everything should go. Okay? And then I can nest it all together and move it around, do as I please later on. But for right now, this is to let me know how it's supposed to look. So, this is how it would look with the background on. Okay? Okay, that's how it looks with the background on. Here's how it's going to look with the background off. Okay? You will see discoloration in the edges, you will see artifacting, you will see all that shit. But all of that gets taken care of with a color stroke, essentially. It's not very difficult. So, we're going to play it. Okay. See all the edging that looks like there's light on his hair and stuff. All that stuff will be taken care of. Don't worry about it. But, yeah, this is our animation for now. So, yeah, that's how we do that. That is layer 21. This is layer 22. Again, you just turn off the layer you just worked on. Just turn it off. Turn on the next one. Go over here. It's time to edit it. Okay, let's right click. Let's rasterize it. Now we know we're editing it. Okay. You could also, there's more to the lasso tool than just what I was saying. Like, there's feathering and anti-aliasing and all that bullshit, but you don't really need that for this because we're doing it in such minute fine detail that you don't need feathering and all that crap right now. So we go to our polygonal lasso tool, right? Let's do the space in between the fingers first, just because it's super easy. Okay, Control, hold down Control, plus, plus, plus. That's 3 pluses. Then you scroll up using this wheel and scroll to the side a bit using this wheel. Okay, we start outside of the frame. Yeah, I always find that to be a very important thing that people seem to forget about. Because they go, oh, how come my shit's all fucked up and it cut out this part and blah, 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 blah. It's because your parents were first cousins. Alright, so. But then again, I guess that would make you a Targaryen, so I shouldn't really be talking shit. Alright. Again, in the center of the black outline, because that is where you will have the least color issue. And some people are probably like, oh, well, what, doesn't that take away the black outline? Not really. You could just re-stroke it to get a new black outline. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Okay. Okay, you can either click the exact edge like I just did, or you can double click to close the loop. Control minus, minus, minus. And then backspace or delete key. Look at that. Okay, that's how you remove it. All right, hold on one second. The thirst is strong. All right, so we did it for that, and that was super, super quick because it was a super quick edit. We're gonna have to do it for here, for here, for here. So that's 1, 2, 3. For this section, all this crap, and all this crap. Just any place that you see a background, and make sure it's background too. Sometimes, because his hands are white, right? So they kind of blend in with the background a little bit because of the gloves. So make sure that you're cutting out background and you're not cutting out other stuff. There are some backgrounds where the character very easily blends in with the background, which is frustrating as fuck balls because you never know if you're cutting out the right shit. So Control plus, plus, plus. Scroll over. Okay, we're gonna end down here, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna end the fucking tool. Boom. That's where we're beginning because we're actually gonna end here. So we want to start where we're going to end. You go all the way up, again outside of the frame, so you're not accidentally leaving shit behind. Okay. There we go. Now, all right. Boom. 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 You will remember me for centuries. All right. Again, follow the middle of the black line. If you do that, which will look good. Okay. Or at least it'll look, you know, halfway decent. Okay. Now sometimes the black line kind of fucking disappears on you. So what you want to do is try to hit to where the pixels fuck me. Where the pixels fuck me. Where the pixels end. You can kind of see where the pixels start blending together at the edge of. Yeah, that's kind of where you want to hit it. Maybe a little bit more inside towards the character if you can. Because you just don't want all that shade discoloration. Or at least I don't. I mean, I don't know your life. So. Then we end here. Control minus, minus, minus. Delete. Boom. So, again, like I've said probably 30 times, even though I don't think you guys can hear me for the first 20 of them, this shit is tedious. This shit is tedious, time-consuming, irritating, what have you. But, yeah, that's about it. So, when you're done with the segment, like I am here, right, you click this, and then you click anywhere. That will just undo the actual lining, right? If you click this, you might fuck up and it might, like, it'll just do a bunch of bullshit. So what you want to click is this, right? Whatever tool is here, it doesn't have to be the elliptical marquee. It could be the rectangular. It could be whatever. It doesn't matter. You just click, boom, one click, you're done. Now, let's say you accidentally do something like that when you haven't fucking deleted what you just had, right? Like, let's say this part over here didn't get deleted, okay? And you, oh fuck, I accidentally clicked off and now my whole line's gone and I have to redo it. No. Control Z brings it right back. If you need to go back more than one space in what you've done, Control Alt Z goes back. But if you hit Control Z after hitting Control Alt Z, no matter how many times, it will revert back to the first time you hit Control Z. I don't know why, but it's kind of a cool little thing that they do with that. So, okay, see? All of our stuff's back to being selected. So I'm going to unselect it by just clicking anywhere that isn't on the lines. And we're going to go back to our polygonal tool. We're going to Control plus, plus, plus. We're going to drag down. We're going to drag over. Okay. And then we're going to start here because we're going to end here. Outside, outside, outside. Okay. That's just the way I like to do it. You don't have to start where you're going to end. I just think it makes the task easier. Because you don't have to, like, scroll up 15 fucking pages and shit to do anything. Okay. Again, trying to stay in the middle of the outermost black line. Boom. Delete. Yeah, might as well do this part. Just get all the tedious little small bits out first. Actually, the small bits aren't really tedious as much as they're just, like, annoying. The big bits are the far more tedious part. And this is what I do for a lot of my editing. Whenever you see me doing, like, that clip art animation shit, it's usually because I made it a pink image in this exact same way. Although I haven't actually made a full animation the way I'm doing now. Because I haven't had a place to put it. In terms of my videos. But now I do. Because, secret project and whatnot. Even though it's probably not so secret. I mean, I think you can kind of tell what the fuck I'm doing here. But, yeah. I'll only ask you to again, you go a little bit further inside the hair there to get that sharpness. Oh, yeah. Okay. And if you need to go ahead and zoom in more, feel free to. I just do it 3 times because been doing this so much I can kind of tell where the pixels are. I'm just eyeballing it. Delete. Okay, now control minus. Let's see how much. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, so I'm gonna end up here. So I'm gonna start up here. Come back around. 1, 2, 3. Most people won't tell you to do that. They won't tell you to start where you end. But I find it to be easier, and I find it just be less time consuming. So fuck those people. I feel like they're dicks. No, I don't think they've thought of it, honestly. Or maybe they have, and they don't like it. Alright. Now, again, with the black part of the hair, if the hair is completely black, you don't have to worry about perfection nearly as much, because it's going to hide most of your issues. But, I mean, still try to get it, you know, as close to perfect as you can. You don't want to be a douche. So, here we go. Your hair, oh my beautiful one now. Again, try to get to the center of the black outline. There's going to be discoloration around this finger, for damn show. But I don't give a fuck. Pickle brick. Alright. Like I said before, we can fix, well, not fix, we can take eyes off of the discoloration. Okay. Boom, delete, and this frame is fucking ready. So is my nose to be blown. There it is. It's fun being sick in fucking 100-degree weather. Y'all ever experienced that bullshit? Alright. Control Alt S. That's how you save as. Okay? I'm saving it in the stain folder. What frame is this? It's frame 22. See right there. That's why I number them. 22. Tab. PNG. I'm gonna, I mean, you don't have to have it replace the original file, but I do that because, fuck everybody. No, because, you know, I just like doing that. Whatever. Okay, so it's gonna replace that file. Enter, enter, enter. It entered 3 times. Turn this frame off, turn the next frame on. Rasterize the next frame. Periodically, you might want to save your Photoshop document. I'm just gonna, you know, save. Here we go. Okay, so that was our last frame. Let's see what our next frame is gonna look like. Go to stain, 22, drop her in, come back here. Resize the fuck out of this. Okay. I'm gonna drag that. I'm going to copy this because it is the proper width. As you can see, this is not the proper width. Paste. Okay. Now. Okay. I made a miscalculation there, so I'm just going to drag this that way. I'm going to drag this that way. There we go. Okay. That's about where we want to end that. So. There we go. Frame is where it needs to be. Control S, gonna save this. Yeah, I don't think there's any new people watching, so I probably don't have to go over this again, but I will. I just use that as a template. That's why the background's still there. Without it. Yep, so that's how that goes. Now, back over to Photoshop. We've already rasterized our layer. What the hell is that? Somebody commented something. It's a Oh, orange from, okay. Haha, I get it. Cool. So, yep. I go over to our polygonal tool. We're gonna end here. Warning, no pixels were selected. Warning, shut the fuck up. Oh, we go over to our polygonal tool. Sometimes it won't click away from whatever it is you were actually on. And I'll make sure it does that. We're gonna end over here. Start over here. Round, 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 round. And we're gonna begin right over here. 3. So yeah, like I've said before, this is a 43 frame ordeal with just Mustang, not including Ed, L, Armstrong, Winry, Gluttony, Lust, or Envy, who are all going to be a part of this. So, this is 43 frames that I have to do this for, just for Mustang. I need 43 people to each do 1 frame for each of these characters. Then we'll be in the business. But until then, you know, this is it's just gonna be my life for a while. But it'll be worth it because at the end of the day, the intro is gonna look super sick. Super sick. I'm a 90s kid. Alright. The cool thing, I guess, about doing this is it takes absolutely no brain power. Like, you can just drift off into a fucking wonderful fucking dreamland while you're doing this. It's actually really relaxing. It's kind of a zen thing. It's kind of like meditation for me, except I don't meditate because I find it useless and I find it impossible to actually clear my mind. Like, meditation, I'm gonna go off on a tangent. Fuck everybody. Meditation is to me far more difficult and stressful than it should be because it's like clear your mind and then all of a sudden my brain's just like, hey, remember that one fucking episode of Toradora where I fucking replayed an entire episode of Toradora in my head. So yeah, this is far better than any form of meditation or any of that Zen bullshit nonsense, because it's like, it actually does kind of clear your brain. You don't have to focus on it. Just, it's a very Zen-like thing to be doing. But anyways, as I said before, you cut right into the center of the lines here, right? And you do that to prevent as much discoloration as humanly possible. You go whoop. And in the hair, again, you cut deeper into the hair because you want to make these sharp ridged lines. And you end shallow of the point of the hair because of, again, discoloration. Again, with black hair especially, it makes no fucking difference whatsoever. Because nobody's going to be able to tell, oh, he fucking 4 pixels, there's supposed to be 4 more pixels of hair. Fuck you. And if somebody does notice that, like, we gotta get them, guys. We must end them. But no one's gonna notice that shit. So, here we go. And there's going to be discoloration, especially with something like Fullmetal Alchemist, where they do a lot of lighting effects and shit of that nature. There's going to be discoloration, because they like to blend in their background with their foreground, as opposed to something like Attack on Titan, which has their background and foreground stand out from one another with very thick outlines. So, there's going to be discoloration. And that's okay. That's fucking okay. There are ways to fix it. There are ways to hide it from the human eye. And one of those ways is adding a thin or thick stroke of color around the image when you're done. Which is probably what I'll go for. Plus, it also gives it like a cool stylized look. Almost like a Noragami or a Tenjo Tenge type of intro. Where it has that stylized poppy look, which is cool, I think. And And a few of the FMA openings, I think the second opening of FMA actually has a very good stylization to it as well. Very kind of grungy Tim Burton. So, been referencing Tim Burton a lot lately. That's weird. Okay, we cut deep into the hair to give it the pointy point. And we go do. Now, deep into the hair. Deep in the ass. Okay. And see, we ended right here. Boom. Control minus. Oh, look at that's all the stuff. Delete. Not in the Matt Hardy way. Okay, well that's everything. That was actually a very fucking quick layer. So Control S. What layer are we on? We're on layer 23. Ping. Enter. There we go. Layer 23. We go over to our fibbity boop. We open the boop pop. Layer 23. I'm not even fucking trying to speak English anymore. Alright. We resize our layer 23. And it's like, oh no, it looks all weird and shit, and it's fucking the wrong size. So we open the original. Right? We turn on, make it visible. And we figure out, first off, we line this up. Then we figure out, where is the frame change? Frame change is right about there. Okay. So, but see, it still looks weird, right? It's smushed together. It's weird. So, right click, copy, because this one is properly set up, and paste. Bam, properly set up. Ooh, I'm flying. Alright. Sorry about that noise. I just wanted to make him fly. Okay, so this is what our animation looks like so far. We're going to turn off the background layer. Nope. We're going to turn off the background layer. So this is where our animation looks like so far. There you go. Looks pretty much, I mean, it looks exactly on point because I'm matching it frame for frame. There's no way they couldn't look on point. So, yeah, that's how much more we have to do. So, go back to Photoshop. Turn off the 23 layer because we're done with it. Turn on the 24 layer. Right click, rasterize the layer. Always rasterize the layer because if you don't, you can't fucking edit it. Haha. Alright. We're going to end over here. So we're going to start over here. Okay, we got to take out Ed and L because this is in your guys' scene. Plus. I, again, plus 3 times. Most people, I don't fucking know because I don't talk to most people. So fuck them. Okay. This will probably be the easiest fucking layer ever. And then shit's gonna get ridiculous when he pops back up because that's when Le Fire takes place. Alright. So for those just tuning in, I am editing an animation for Colonel Mustang of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. This is for an intro for a quote-unquote secret project, which probably isn't all that secret, especially if you follow me on Twitter. But yeah, basically, we're working on something big, and I'm trying to edit up a bit of an intro. And to do that, however, I have to crop out some Colonel Mustang goodness in Photoshop and set that up. So we're doing that. It's somebody else that was gonna work on the intro, but they no longer are part of the project. So I decided I'd give it a whack. Okay, there we go. See, we've selected everything and hit backspace. Bada bing, bada boom. That's a fucking, that's that right there. That's a layer. That's a frame. That's a frame, baby. Frame 24. Tab. PNG file. Enter. Back over here. Open up our stain files. Oh, look at that. 24. Drop it on. Resize it appropriately. Boom. It's really easy. I mean, once you get the hang of what you're doing here. But again, tedium. Okay, see, looks weird, right? Control, copy, control, paste. Oh, look, it's perfect. Okay, so that's where our next frame begins, right? So make sure all of our frames line up perfectly. And we save it. And we go back into Photoshop. And we turn off this one. We turn on this one. That's our next frame. Right click. Rasterize layer. Right? See? It just becomes routine after a while. Okay, polyagonal lasso tool. We're going to end. I guess we'll end here. So that means we begin there. We begin where we're going to end to make it a lot easier. Okay, Control plus plus plus. Okay, center. Okay. Now, with the hair, you want to go deep into the hair, deeper than you should, for discoloration and for sharpness. Okay, and then you want to end shallow of the outside of the hair, because especially with Full Alchemist, there's a lot of discoloration because I try to blend in background, foreground, as I've said before. So, there we go. Now, try to keep into the center of the black line that goes around the character. And if you can't see the black line, you kind of just want to end where the pixels start melding together. And that's a good indication that there's going to be discoloration. Try to keep it as solidly one color as possible. All the way around his head. And if you know, it doesn't have to be perfect when, especially when the thing that you're cropping out is all one color. It doesn't have to be perfect, because when something imperfect is in motion, it tricks the eye. Especially if it's blending together with its surroundings. So we just keep on cropping, keep on chopping. Okay. I don't know if anybody's even interested in learning this shit, but this is a large part of how I do make a lot of my ping images for my videos, and obviously how I'm going to be animating this project. So, okay, Mustang's hair, right about there. And again, we end shallow of the actual tip, because we don't want all that crappy discoloration, and nobody's going to notice that you ended shallow by fucking 10, 15 pixels, whatever. Nobody's gonna notice that because it's gonna be in motion and it's gonna blend so well, hopefully. If I did my fucking job. So, here we go. There we go. Alright. Now again, you end shallow. And when it comes to being inside the hair, you go deep. To make that very obvious spiky bit. Okay. And shallow, especially here, where everything starts to get kind of muddled and crazy and stupid. Okay. For a minute there, I thought that was like his skin color, and I was like, what the fuck? Mustang isn't that dark. Okay. Okay, I'm just getting a good view here of what we're doing. Okay. Backspace. Perfect. Now, there's that little bit right there. And that's going to irritate me. So we hit this. We hit that. Plus, plus, plus. Scroll right on down. And for something this, this menial, we could zoom in more. So I'm going to. Okay. Boom. Boom. With this, you can make it kind of quick, a little bit deeper in. Boom. Now we gotta take care of Ed too, because he was down here being a sneaky little bastard. Start where we're gonna end. Delete. And that is a frame. Hit our tool there, Control Alt Save. Okay, what are we on? You see over here, it says 25. 25.ping. Ping. Then we go back over to Premiere. We open Stain. We open 25, we drag it in. I mean, it's just completely formula. It's formulaic. Just order of operations that you have to go through. It's really not that difficult. Copy, paste, but again, tedious. Okay, so our next frame, according to this, yeah, it's gonna be that, which means I'm gonna cut it right about there. So let's see here. Let's see how that looks. Oh, okay. Now, some of you guys may be wondering, oh, why are you fucking cutting out the background? The background's just in your video anyways. I'm just using the original file, to match everything up. See? All right. And again, there's going to be those who say the Roto Brush tool is easier. I would call you a dirty liar and a horseman, but that's just me. I don't think that the Roto Brush tool is all that easy to use, and I've really fiddled with that bitch. But you know, teach their own. All right, this one's fucking even easier than the last easy frame. Plus, plus, plus. Okay, where's the black line? It's right there. Dude. See, it's real nice when you get frames like this, because it's like, oh yeah, baby, it's an easy laugh. But then you get frames like the ones that are coming up. Minus, minus, minus. Delete. Oh look, that's a frame. What are we on? 26? 26. Ping? Ping it is. Yeah, see that's like, oh man, that's a real easy frame. What the fuck? This one's gonna suck. Or even worse, no, that's not the worst one. That's the worst one. That one's gonna be fun. But yeah, so you can see how many frames I have left to do. I mean, I'm on 26, right? Just finished up 26 out of 43. I'm over halfway done. That's nice. So yeah. Where are we at? 26. Boom, 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 boom. Resize her down. No. Turn this back. Turn this back. I will kill you. Turn that back on. Okay. Copy. Actually, let's see. That's where that should end. I'm just checking something. Yeah, seems right. Cool. All right. So that pretty much, I think, covers what I'm doing here. Good. All right. That pretty much covers it. I do kind of want to keep streaming this, but it's just going to be very tedious for both of us, let's be honest. It's just going to be me going frame by frame by frame by frame by frame, doing the exact same shit over and over and over. Nobody wants to see that. So, we're on frame 27. Frame 27 is not that hard. A couple of little loops on the inside, and bunch of outside. It's not hard. A lot of space, but not difficult. So fuck it. Let's do fucking frame fuck. Frame fuck. Let's rasterize there. Tell I'm tired. Boom. Plus. Again, you want to get into the center here. And again, the polyagonal or polygonal lasso tool is just the best for this work. A lot of people would lazily use the magic wand, and I don't think that's the way to go, because it leaves a lot of artifacting and it leaves a lot of noise that you know, ain't nobody got time for. Because you would just have to go in and clean it up with this anyways once you're done. So fuck that, skip the middleman, do it right the first time. Alright. Yeah, this actually won't be a difficult frame. I'm kind of dreading the fire frames, but you know. I'm wondering who's watching right now. Drop me a line in the chat, let me know. So I'm kind of interested to know who in the community here is actually interested in doing this kind of work. Because again, it's incredibly tedious, but it's also very rewarding once it's all done. I prefer to do things the right way the first time than try to do it the quick way. If you can do it quick and right, then fucking be about it, but if you can't, then better to do it right. Because if you do it right, you don't have to redo it. If you do it quick, you might have to redo it. And if you have to redo it, that's going to slow you down even more. So yeah. This is why I go frame by frame to do this, instead of roto brushing. Now I'm sure there are people that could roto brush this out with the easiness and the quickness. It just does not work for me. Maybe I'll watch somebody else's stream and they'll show me how to roto brush an anime. But as it is, this is pretty much where we're at. That's okay, you know. Okay, let's just stop dealing with the nonsense. Yeah, okay, that's the end of that one. So on to the inner loops. Is there only one inner loop? No, there are two inner loops. I don't think these loops are going to look super great, if I'm being honest. It's a little hard to get such a rounded thing, picture to look right, because the loops are very rounded, but it's not impossible, not by any stretch of imagination. Bet that was the sound everybody wanted to hear. Alright. Minus, minus, minus. The rings don't look bad, actually. Yeah. Yeah, I totally buy that. Why the fuck not? I'll buy that for $1. Alright, what are we on? Layer 27? Tab.
ping, enter, enter, enter. All right, there we go. And then the same old thing. Boom. Remember me for accessories. Okay. Just want to make sure. With just one pancake, you know that I'll learn to bake. All right. I think layer 27 here is a good place to stop. Maybe this was informative. Maybe you guys got something out of it. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know your life. I don't know how you think. I don't know anything about you. Except that you're awesome for watching me. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll probably start streaming again once I do something a little bit more interesting. This is just very tedious. But yeah, thanks for watching. It's been doing it for 2 hours. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.